Hi everyone, my name's Andy Yoon, and I'm a field solution architect here with Pure Storage. And today I'm going to give you a little bit of a primer of how volumes work on FlashArray. So a lot of us are used to the traditional way of doing things with legacy storage, where you have servers and volumes that are allocated to it, and these volumes are physical allocations or subsets of disk on those traditional storage. But the thing is, FlashArray is a little bit different. On FlashArray, our volumes are not physical constructs. They are not physical allocations of disk. Rather, these volumes are really just logical definitions that exist in something called metadata. And that metadata is really just a little corner of the FlashArray, and what is stored inside the metadata is the definition of these volumes. What do I mean by a definition? Well, a volume is just, again, a logical construct that's really just a bunch of pointers. So what I'm drawing now are these little, dots and such, which is really just a representation of your data, that true data that you're storing on the FlashArray in a compressed and deduplicated fashion. And one of the great things about this implementation and approach is that your data is stored all across the entire FlashArray, which brings a lot of different benefits. From performance perspective, you're not limited to, say, I/O throughput of a handful of disks. You have access to the entire array. And from a deduplication perspective, you have the benefit of the entire array as well. What do I mean by this? Well, let's pretend I happen to have on this server and this volume maybe some Windows patch files, right? Well, if I copy them over to this server, I don't actually need to make more data down here. I'm not making a true copy. We can deduplicate it behind the scenes, so now it's really just a bunch of pointers. So instead of a 500 meg file here and a 500 meg file here, really on FlashArray is deduplicated down to just one set of data like this. In addition, I can do some other cool things like taking a snapshot of a given volume. So a snapshot is really just a point-in-time reference that's really just a copy of these pointers. And because all we're doing is copying these pointers behind the scenes, we can take our snapshots nearly instantaneously. And then with these snapshots, there's a lot of different things we can do with them. I can clone and create yet another volume that is, say, presented back to this server, or I can overwrite this existing volume to, say, roll back, or I can make more clones of these volumes and, say, present them to other servers. For example, maybe I want to copy something down from a prod environment down to a non-prod environment, for example. And I can make many, many different copies or clones of those different snaps into more volumes. But think about this. It's just copying a bunch of pointers. What's actually happening to the data underneath? Am I making a true copy of it? No, I'm not. And that's saving you space. This is an example of our deduplication behind the scenes. I hope that understanding these basic fundamentals about FlashArray can give you some ideas and help you better understand how FlashArray can make your life better beyond just giving you a place to store your data and serve it up rapidly. Thank you for watching.